I just arrived. Is the president coming? I just arrived. Is the president coming? I just arrived.
When last did you speak to him?
I just arrived.
Like sand in an hourglass, so are the days of the ministers. Hello there, guys, and welcome to Daily Updates. On Tuesday, Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula was appearing in court for the allegations of corruption. And on that same day, minister, or maybe I should say former minister since he has just resigned, former Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Mr. Zizi Kodwa, was getting arrested. The background story behind the arrest of Mr. Zizi Kodwa is as follows. He was arrested on Tuesday for corruption amounting to 1.6 million. The corruption was uncovered during State Capture Commission of Judge Raymond Zondo. Over 400 million contracts awarded to EOH Holdings in 2016 to upgrade and maintain metro software systems. That is where the corruption is emanating from. Allegations are that Mr. Zizi Kodwa influenced awarding of contracts, and EOH boss Jahan McKay funded Zizi Kodwa's luxurious lifestyle. And in court, Jahan McKay said that he can afford a 30,000 bail, and he has a Range Rover amounting to 3 million, and he's saying that 30,000 I can be able to pay, and also admitting that there is a friendship between him and Zizi Kodwa, and of course he gave money to Zizi, but it was out of their friendship. We just come out of the elections, and the NPA is working. They were working before the election, and now they are still continuing working. How long are they going to uncover? We just heard Thabo Bester telling us that he's getting arrested, is being pointed because he has some relationship with some of the politicians. Who are those? Now, it seems like corruption is one of the most important things that comrades look at in order to appoint you a position. How is a minister of sports, arts and culture involved in alleged corruption? How does it happen that politicians are being given positions and in turn they are stealing from the same public purse that they should be protecting? It's such a shame to see the movement suffering left, right and center. Now, Zizi Kodwa has to stay there and face the charges and actually prove himself that he is innocent. Is he going to prove himself? That we don't know. But what we know is that the ANC says, Zizi, you must step aside.
Zizi Kodwa, all I can say is that we've noted that the step aside policy of the ANC will kick in. Or shall I say the constitution of the ANC.
Zizi, you must step aside because you have your fingers, you put your fingers in the cookie jar and you forgot to wipe them. Now step aside so that we can work. And actually, Zizi Kodwa, through his department, they issued a statement to say that the man has resigned because the pot is hot. You cannot handle it. So the best thing you can do is to step aside so that you can allow them to do their work. Unfortunately, ANC, there is no positive news that you can speak about them. They just come from the elections where they lost. And they have a minister who's being alleged to be in corruption activities. And remember, Nosiviwe also alleged to be in corrupt activities, being a minister of defense. Now you have Zizi Kodwa, sports. There was some person who wanted to build a flag for 20 million, 22 million, something like that. How many more ministers are corrupt? How many more cases are not uncovered, which the ministers or politicians are corrupt? Of course, you are innocent until you are proven guilty. We are used to normally ordinary people being fingered for corruption or for illegal activities, but when a minister is getting arrested, yeah, innocent until proven guilty, but really, the public purse, mind you, and the issue of tenders, How many times are we going to speak about it that tenderpreneurs are the biggest problem in South Africa? Why can't they just start their proper businesses and run their businesses without running to the public purse? Because more corruptions come from tenders. They create tenders with the sole purpose of being rich and charging an unfair amount, service fees, that actually, if the government can produce their own services, it is going to be way more cheap. Produce your own services, hire more people, and create employment. But no, they want few people to be rich. That is where they will know that I give you, you give me. We are fair. Now it ends badly for most. But Tabile Dlamini told us that we all have smallanyana skeleton. One by one, they are coming out. The chickens are coming home to roost, because what you do in the dark will always come out in the light. In the light of elections being concluded, ministers are hiding because they know that, what if I'm next? What if I'm next? Who's next? Here is Zizi Kodwa getting arrested and going to court to prove he's innocent. But who is next? NPA, who are you going to point next? Because many people have been doing dodgy businesses. Many people have been playing with the public purse. Now they are facing their crime, and you'll hear someone saying, no, I can't afford that. I cannot afford that bail. I cannot afford that lawyer because I don't have money. But you were having a lot of money. You were eating. The problem is people forget that when you do in the dark, once the sun rises, you are going to account for each and every cent that you stole. Unfortunately, Zizi Kodwa has to prove himself, while the ANC says, step aside, man, you're wasting our time. Already, we have problems in our hands. He has to be history, like many of them who were pushed aside to become history. I spoke about the issue of young leaders in the ANC. If you see Zizi being history, you do know that there are no leaders who can emerge in the ANC. The likes of Ramaphosa are leaving. They will be retiring. The likes of Gwede. Who comes after these guys are gone? Because they did not protect those young ones coming after them, are coming up. They did not protect them and teach them that for you to take the movement forward, you need to do 1, 2, 3. The big fishes are going to retire without coming up against all these charges. The young fishes will not survive for another day. Is the movement going to survive?